Yay! Never sure if this is working. Well, hi. I wanted to close chapter 1 with ending this lecture the way that the textbook ends, which is on a discussion of ethics. Essentially, there are two ethical extremes: fundamentalism, sometimes called absolutism, and relativism. Relativism is this notion that right and wrong are ethically determined, and each within the context of each culture, so there aren't any universal precepts to apply. It all varies from place to place. Absolutism, or as the book called it, fundamentalism, deals with the idea that there are absolute precepts which are universal laws that are always right under every circumstance. Sometimes people believe that human rights is absolute, and therefore their standard is consistent regardless. So those are some ethical considerations I'd ask you to think about. Which one of those extremes feels most comfortable to you? Do you tend to be a little bit of a relativist, or do you tend to be a little bit of an absolutist? Can you see the problems that are inherent within either view? Your book closes with some different aspects of within ethics, and it gives you some suggestions on ways to be more ethical in terms of your intercultural communication. They're pretty clear in the book, so I won't necessarily repeat them. But there are 5 of those ethical considerations, and they're great. I do want to add one variation to the textbook, and this is some material integrating from a guy by the name of Bradford Hall, who deals with intercultural ethics, and he argues that they're what he called 5 goldens. And 5 goldens is a different approach to ethics, and they are the standard by which people have made ethical decisions throughout history and determined what was right and what was wrong. So the first golden is called the golden purse, i.e. he with the most gold wins. Certainly historically you can look back through the centuries and see that that's the way much of the world has operated in the past. Many argue still operates today. And that's what determines who has the most power. Power can be money, but is not only restricted to what is money. The golden purse has to do with power. Next, golden, according to Bradford Hall, is the golden mean. The golden mean is the idea mathematically that it's always found in the middle, and justice is in the middle. If you want it hot and I want it cold, then the best thing we can do is to have it lukewarm. So justice is always found in the middle. You avoid the extremes. You avoid either all. You avoid all or nothing. You go to a middle ground. The third golden is called the golden law. The golden law is the idea of universal ethics. That there's a universal right and a universal wrong, and if it's right and wrong for one person, it must be right and wrong for all people. It's an all-inclusive approach regardless of your cultural context. It's essentially, honestly, absolutism. Next, we have the golden consequence. And the golden consequence basically determines right or wrong by outcome. Well, if we do this, he's going to end up with a severe knock on the head. And if we do that, she's going to end up dead. So therefore, the first is better, so that's what we'll do. And that's what determines right or wrong. It's the idea that outcome determines ethics. It's a very hard standard to live by because it's mere speculation. You're speculating as to what will happen in the future. The last one, the one that's most common, is called the golden rule. And the golden rule is basically don't do unto others what you would have them do unto yourself, more or less. Traditionally, it's viewed as a Christian law. However, it is found in multiple world religions. And basically, it's fundamentally, treat other people the way you want to be treated yourself. So with that in mind, those are the 5 goldens. I want to close out the chapter with that, and you've survived chapter 1, and it's been an interesting week. I hope you have a great remaining part of the week, and I'll see you online.